discuss. So as to perform some kind of the activities, friends, what exactly a normal form, and what do you mean by functional dependency, and what is the reason behind following functional dependencies and normal forms already we have seen. So basically, normalization is a process which is used to minimize the redundancy of the data. Okay, so rather than repeating unnecessarily the information, so just to, if you want to perform some kind of the activities, so without any unnecessary repetition, then we can go with the uh, normal form. Okay, so if you are referencing normalization, so is a process as we are telling, and one more important thing is to achieve this particular process we are having certain kind of the rules, and those rules helps us in the form of the normal forms, in the form of, and these particular normal forms, okay, so identifies these normal forms identifies some kind of the notations, okay, where you can observe these particular rules and regulations. So with the help of these rules, so we can achieve the normalization. Okay. And main process, what is the importance of this normalization is to strengthen the logical design, and as well as unnecessary duplicate data, and decomposing of the relations. This is important, friends. Well structured relation, maybe without any normal form also you can observe the relations, but here the problem is while processing these kind of the relations, okay, so we need to follow some kind of the rules, and based on that particular rules, based on those particular regulations, we are going to achieve the normalization. Okay. And well structured relations, friends, actually there are certain anomalies. Anomaly means some kind of the error. Already we have seen some kind of the discussion related to these particular errors. So we are having some kind of the relations, and there while entering the data into these relations, maybe you may get some kind of the errors. Let me show you the table once more. This is the table. Okay, so without having all the details, we may not insert the data. That is the insertion anomaly. Insert cannot enter a new employee without having the employee class. And deletion, if we remove a particular employee, we lose information about the existence of tax account class. That's how they designed the relation, friends. Okay, what we are going to do is with the help of the normal forms, we are going to perform these kind of the activities related to the normal forms. So because normal form converts the normal relationship into the well structured relation. So well structured relation allows us without any anomalies, without any errors, you can perform the activities. Similarly, modification also. So giving a salary increase to employee 100 forces us to update multiple records. So generally, friends, you can design a relation in any format, but only the thing is you have to observe that that particular relation must be in such a way that without any errors while inserting, deleting, or updating, you have to maintain those particular conventions. Okay. And coming to the next aspect, so these are all various kinds of the normalization, friends, with the help of first normal form, second, third, fourth, and fifth normal form, along with the Boyce-Codd normal form. We have seen some of the aspects. Just a quick recap I am giving, because we are going to start with 1NF today, and if possible time permits, then we'll cover the second normal form also. Okay, because these particular normal forms are very much important, friends. Okay, these are all very much important in the both examination and higher for the higher studies, and as well as your in any interview point of view also, database relevant aspects, these things are important. So the table initially may have the multi-valued attributes, and by removing the multi-valued attributes, you can go with the you can convert one relation into the first normal form. Okay. So multi-valued attribute in the sense, suppose if I am taking any relation, and if that relation is having the multiple values for the same column, then that is not the reference of the first normal form. So while converting that particular table into the first normal form, you need to observe the removal of the multi-valued attributes. And once the table is in the first normal form, and there is one standard rule, friends, if any table to be in the nth normal form, first it has to satisfy the n minus 1th normal form. For example, if any table to be in third normal form, first it should complete the first normal form. And similarly, if any table is in the third normal form, it should complete the second normal form. Okay, so before going to achieve the second normal form related to a particular table, the table must satisfy the 1NF first normal form, and then only it becomes the second normal form. So the basic point in the achievement of the normal form, nth normal form, is the relation must satisfy the n minus 1th normal form already. And coming to the second normal form, you observe that removal of the partial dependencies. If any partial dependencies are there, rather than depending on the complete primary key, suppose a primary key might be composite key. Already we have seen, friends, like employee ID and skill can be primary key, and suppose if any other attribute depending upon only employee ID, which is a partial dependency, and after removal of that partial dependency only you can achieve the second normal form. Will each and every example will see, friends, but first I am giving you the introduction of this particular each and every normal form, then one by one we will discuss, right? And thereafter the third normal form, the fundamental point is the third normal form should complete the second normal form notation. Already the table must be in the second normal form, then only you can apply the third normal form. And to achieve this particular third normal form, we should remove the transitive dependency. Already the transitive property we have seen, friends, like A functionally determines B functionally determines C, and if A functionally determines C, that is what you call the transitive dependency. Okay, so that kind of dependencies should be avoided so as to achieve the third normal form. And once this third normal form is achieved, one more normal form is there, friends, actually, which is to strengthen the third normal form. So it is not a separate normal form, but BCNF, Boyce-Codd normal form, can be treated as a stronger form of the third normal form. So whatever the normal form I am having, and so as to add some strength to the corresponding normal form, then I can take the Boyce-Codd normal form. Okay. Once the table is within the stronger normal form, just by removing the remaining anomalies and multiple candidate keys to become a BCNF format, then if you remove the multi-value dependencies, if any, then the BCNF can be treated as can be turned into the fourth normal form. And once the table is in the fourth normal form, you can avoid these particular kind of the things, so that by removing all the remaining anomalies, one can achieve the fifth normal form. So this is the process where you can identify various kinds of the normal forms, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. In between there is one more normal form which is not a separate normal form, but the stronger form of the 3NF can be considered as a Boyce-Codd normal form. Okay, and now, so we are moving to the first normal form discussion. So this particular first normal form, friends, so just try to give us a notation. Okay, 1 minute, friends. And okay, now at the moment you are considering this first normal form, if a relation contain composite or multi-valued attributes, it violates first normal form. Okay, so suppose in the same attribute we are having multiple values like skill, C, C++, or Java, like that you are mentioning all the skills in the same attribute, which is not the recommendation of the first normal form. It violates the first normal form. Or a relation is in the first normal form if it doesn't contain any composite or multi-valued attribute. So the fundamental point, very easy to remember, friends, very easy to remember the first normal form definition. A relation is said to be in first normal form, it should not contain the multi-valued attributes. Okay, so a relation is in the first normal form if every attribute in this relation is single valued attribute. We are adding, okay, no multi-valued attributes, every attribute value is atomic. You can say as a single valued or atomic or no multi-valued attributes, or if any relation is said to be in the first normal form, the relation whatever the attributes we are having in that relation, all those particular attributes should contain the single valued attributes or atomic values. Now if you are referencing the example, just to observe this friends. So we have taken two tables here. So relation student in table 1 is not in the 1NF because of multi-valued attribute of the student phone number. Okay, and if you are decomposing this particular table, then we can convert the table into the 1NF notation. So observe here in the first normal form, actually in the example we are seeing in this, we are having student number, student name, student phone number, student state, and student country. Likewise we are having some 5 different attributes. Now if you refer all these particular things except this particular student phone, all are single valued. Single valued means only one value we are referencing related to that particular attribute. Now at the moment you are considering this information, and this particular student phone is containing maybe that particular student having multiple phone numbers. So while recording the information, okay, we have entered that multiple phone numbers manually, but this particular table is not in the first normal form. As per the definition of the first normal form, no multi-valued attribute should be entertained by the relation. Now if you consider the student phone number, as we are having the multiple values, okay, so if you observe these kind of the notations, and we have to add, okay, we have to split this particular record in such a way that, just to observe here friends, 1 RAM and phone number of the RAM, whichever the phone number we are having, RAM, and the state and country, like that you can mention. And the same record you need to create one more row for the same record, trying to provide the second phone number in the second row. By doing so friends, it is easy to observe, okay, it is easy to observe, okay, we have split the corresponding multi-valued into the different rows, and now you can say the second relation is in the first normal form. So very simple friends. So just we have taken one table, and within that particular table we are having certain kinds of the multi values, especially in our example in student phone we are having multiple values. So according to the definition of the first normal form, no attribute should have the multiple values. So we have split that particular row into the multiple rows by providing first phone number in the first record, next phone number in the second record, and remaining all we can go with the normal. So whichever the information we are having, that we are repeating into the next table, that is a new table. So this particular table 2 is now in the first normal form. So see how much simple it is. And one more example I have taken here. Just observe here: order ID, order date, customer ID, customer name, customer address, along with the product ID, product description, okay, product finish, and unit price, ordered quantity. First of all, this is not a relation friends, because a relation, which should be clearly mentioning the separate attributes and the clarity about the information, but just we have managed the invoice data like this in a log file content. Now how we are converting is, now we are converting table with no multi-valued attributes, okay, and unique rows is in first normal form. But in this case, table with multi-valued attributes not in the first normal form. Okay, so because multiple values were there in this particular table, so all these particular things should be avoided. Now just by converting this particular table like that, because especially 1007 is having in the earlier case we are having different things. Now what we are doing is just we have split that particular information, and by splitting these kinds of the information there is a clarity, okay, order ID, order date, and each and every record we are having separately, and based on this particular separation of the records, one can easily identify the appropriate information in the simplest manner. Okay, so one of the thumb rule friends, just if you refer the 1NF kind of the notation, so just observe here the first normal form. So a relation is said to be in 1NF. Okay, it has to satisfy the rule. Okay, what is the rule, friends? Here, every attribute in the table should consist of single valued attribute. Or you can say no multi-valued attribute should be there. Multi-valued attributes. What do you mean by multi-valued attributes? Multi-valued attributes in the sense, suppose if I am taking like this, friends, employee number, employee name, skill I am having. So just I am giving employee number as 1001 and employee name just I am giving, and skill, okay, I am having some skills like data science, machine learning, likewise, but it should not be, it is not in the 1NF. Okay, this particular table is not in the 1NF. Reason, what is the reason, friends? Here the reason is, as skill is having multi-valued attributes. Okay, so how to avoid that particular thing? So rather than managing that aspects, okay, that aspect as a single, as a multiple values, if you could able to split like this, 1001, okay, name and skill of that particular person, so data science, and again split the record, okay, just to give the name, and this time machine learning. So likewise you can mention, okay, one table may not be in 1NF due to the multi-valued attributes. Okay, you can just simply divide the appropriate record into the multiple records. Likewise you can achieve the 1NF notation. Okay, any doubts with this, friends? Please, if you are having any doubts, please let me know, so that we can move to the second normal form. Okay. So 1NF, very simple. So just observation of the multi-valued attributes in the corresponding table, and if that particular table only containing the single valued attributes, then I can say that as a 1NF notation. You can easily remember. Okay. And hope, as usual, you are not in the position to give anything. Okay, so just like that only, as usual, your orientation won't change. If I am telling many times also, you are like that only. Okay, coming to the second normal form. So as mentioned earlier, so if I am having n number of nth normal form, suppose if I am having the nth normal form, it should satisfy the n minus 1th normal form. Okay, so the second normal form, friends, here what it observes is the first normal form must be satisfied by that particular table, and one of the important point here, friends, every non-key attribute is fully functionally dependent on the entire primary key. Very important. Every non-key attribute. Let us discuss what exactly key and non-key. Okay, suppose if I am taking student database, friends, data, and I am having ID, name of the student, and thereafter email, okay, and I am taking the course information. Now if you are referencing ID, I can say this as a key, and even with the help of electronic mail also I can easily identify the student. This is also I can consider as a key, whereas my name and course are nothing but the non-key, friends. Okay, non-key attribute in the sense, suppose if any, first let me define the key. Key is nothing but with the help of the corresponding attribute, if you could able to fetch all the records without any ambiguity, that is we can define as a key, because we have seen many keys in the earlier class, friends. Many keys we have seen. Okay, just let me go through that. A key which is used to identify a particular table records uniquely, you can say that as a key notation. Now at the moment I am talking this particular key kind of things, we are having many keys, friends, like candidate key, okay, secondary key, alternate key, primary key. Likewise we have taken some kind of the example of the keys. Now at the moment you are observing this particular key and non-key in case of the second normal form, our definition is saying like this: if any table is said to be in second normal form, condition one is it should satisfy the 1NF. It should satisfy the first normal form, and thereafter the second point is every non-key attribute should fully functionally depends on the primary key. It means that whatever the non-key we are telling, so whatever the non-key, suppose here I am having name and course as the non-keys, okay, non-key, and these particular non-keys should fully functional. Suppose if we are taking ID and as well as email as common, okay, ID and email as one common primary key, and based on this particular primary key, the name and as well as the course, whatever the course I am talking, these things should be fully functionally dependent on the corresponding key. Okay, so the non-keys whatever I am talking about, non-key should be completely dependent on the primary key, composite primary key, friends, because it is not a single key. We are having these two attributes as a composite key, and the every non-key should completely depend on this particular composite key. Okay, then only we can say that as a secondary normal form. Okay, second normal form. So just observe here some example I have taken. So again I am repeating, a table is said to be into the second normal form. First it should satisfy the first normal form, and every non-key attribute is fully functionally dependent on the entire primary key. Maybe that primary key is having the combination of the corresponding keys, and make sure that the non-key whatever I am considering, those particular non-key should be fully functionally dependent on the complete primary key. So every non-key attribute must be defined by the entire key, not by only part of the key. That is the important point, friends. Maybe the composite key is having some group of keys, some 1 or 2 keys or 2 or 3 keys, and if I am taking any dependency between a key and as well as the non-key, okay, that particular non-key should completely depends on the twice or thrice whatever the keys we are having in that particular determinant. Determinant is nothing but A functionally determines B. Okay, that determinant is nothing but the left side entry, whatever the left side entry we are having, that is what you call the determinant. Now no partial functional dependencies must be there. Okay, there is no kind of the partial dependency. Observe here, friends, just some time you spend so as to identify what exactly the columns in the table. Just we are having some kind of the representation here. So we are having order ID, order date, customer ID, customer name, customer address related to the customer information. Now with respect to this order ID, order date, customer ID, customer name, customer address, all are partially dependent. Okay, but whereas if you are referencing the product ID, in actually order ID, product ID is the composite key, for example. So in that particular case, if you are referencing the product ID, product description, product finish, unit price, all these are depends on the product ID. Similarly, if I am considering order ID, order quantity is depending on the order ID. But one of the important aspect is this order ID and product ID, and as well as the order quantity, if you are considering together, they are fully dependent. So like order quantity depends on both the product ID and as well as the order ID. Okay, now you can observe here one by one equation related to order ID. Okay, order date, customer ID, customer name, customer address, all these things are depends on the order ID. Okay, that we know that from this diagram we can easily see that. Now you observe the customer ID, friends, because that customer ID, if I am taking as the key, I can get the related to that ID. Suppose they would have given some kind of the ID to you, and by tracking that ID one can easily get the name of the customer and as well as the address of the customer. This is one more dependency. Third one is, suppose if I am taking the product ID, I am having product description, product finish, unit price. This is what you call the product ID. Product ID and as well as other dependencies. Now together, if I am considering order ID and as well as the product ID as a composite key, order quantity only depending on this kind of thing, friends, which is order ID. Remaining on all, so therefore obviously order ID, customer ID, product ID can be individually identified. Together, if I am considering order ID and product ID, except this order quantity, all are partially dependent. Okay, if any partial dependencies are there, then we can say the table is in the not in the normal form, second normal form. Again I am repeating, friends, no confusion, very simple. So just first table, this table I am taking order ID, and this column I am taking. Related to this particular column, we are having order date, customer ID, customer name, customer address. These are all the partial dependencies. Without referring the product ID, we are directly getting the information by just referring the order ID. If you are having order ID, then we can say the date of the order, customer ID, customer name and customer address. Similarly, if you refer this product ID attribute, we are having product description, product finish and unit price. These things we are observing. Now this order quantity, if I want to get, I should know the order ID and as well as the product ID. So this is the fully dependency. Okay, this is fully dependent. Actual order quantity is we are getting from both order ID and as well as the product ID. That's what we are referring here also. Okay, and this transitive dependency, friends, actually customer ID, by using this customer ID we can get the customer name. By using the customer ID we can get the customer address. With the help of the customer name I can get the customer address, which is we have seen earlier. So suppose student ID gives the name, and student ID gives the marks, name gives the marks. Okay, automatically that three dependencies are there. So that is what you call the transitive dependency. Now anyhow, transitive dependency we are not going to resolve here, because that is the thing we are considering in the third normal form. But here the problem is, at this moment, if I want to convert this table into the second normal form, as there are the partial dependencies in this particular observation, if any table is having the partial dependency, the table is not in the second normal form. The table is not in the second normal form. But how to convert the table into the second normal form? Just observe here, friends. If you are referencing the customer order ID, so just I am taking the order ID, order date, customer ID, customer name and as well as the customer address. If you are observing this particular table, this becomes the second normal form. Okay, and leave this second, third normal form. Just to observe, from this particular table we have split the table into three different tables, friends. Just observe here. Anyhow, order ID, product ID, order quantity is having the dependency. That's what the reason we are mentioning order ID, product ID, order quantity as one table. No problem. Okay, no problem. That is one thing. Second important thing is, just let us discuss about the order ID. If you are referencing the order ID, because order ID is determining order date, customer ID, customer name, customer address. By considering these particular points, as order ID is only the primary key and all these non-keys are completely dependent on the primary key, we can say this is in the second normal form. This is in the second normal form. Our requirement is that only. And another relationship is, if you refer the product ID, actually which are all the partial dependencies we have observed? Product description, product finish, unit price are partially dependent. So what we are doing is, just we split the order ID, product ID into two tables, separate tables. One order ID table we have created, and second thing is the related to this product ID. Again we are having product description, product finish, and unit price. As all these particular things are fully functionally dependent on this product ID, so we can say this is in the second normal form. Leave it. Third normal form means very good. It is already there in the third normal form, but our requirement is we need to observe that particular table into the second normal form. Okay, this is also a bit simple, friends, when compared with the remaining normal forms. Again, I am just recapping. So a second normal form should allow us, that should contain the 1NF notation, and all the non-key attributes whatever we are having, those particular non-key attributes all should be fully functionally dependent on the complete key or entire primary key. So every non-key attribute must be defined by the entire key, not by only part of the key. No partial dependencies must be there. That is okay. Now I am considering this table, friends. Just to remember this table, friends, because it is always better to follow one kind of the best example. So based on the example, you can easily explain the concept. Okay. Now I am considering the order table and as well as the product table. Within the same table, we are considering order ID and as well as the product ID. Actually, this order ID, product ID, we are considering as a primary key. For example, composite primary key. Composite primary key. Now, out of this particular information, if you are observing this order ID, order date, customer ID, customer name, customer address, all are partially dependent on this particular order ID. Okay, without having product ID information, without observing the product ID information, one can observe the order date, customer ID, customer name, customer address from the order ID also, which is a partial dependency. Similarly, the part of the primary key is product ID also, because we are considering order ID, product ID together as a primary key. Now what we are considering is that product ID, and if you refer this particular product ID, and this product ID specifies product description, product finish, unit price, all these particular three things, without referring the order ID, you can identify the description, product finish, and unit price related to these particular product ID, friends, related to this product ID. So the question here is order quantity. If I want to get the quantity related to the order based on this particular product, and based on the order only I can get. So that is what, based on this order ID and as well as the product ID, I can able to get the order quality. So once you refer this functional dependencies, just I am writing, that's all. Whatever I have observed from the table, I am writing order ID. Okay, determines order date, customer ID, customer name, and as well as the customer ID. Of course, partial dependency, because fully dependent means order ID and product ID must be together. This you can observe as a fully dependent. Order ID determined by order ID and product ID, order quantity. This is a fully functional dependency, because remaining all, if you observe customer ID, on top of this customer ID you can identify customer name and customer address. Related to this product ID, we are observing product description and as well as the product finish and as well as unit price. So it is easy to observe that this particular table is not in the second normal form. Reason is, as there is a partial dependency of the appropriate non-key attributes. Okay, so this table cannot be in the second normal form. Then what should we do? In that particular case, we have to convert the table into three tables. The first table, as usual, order ID and product ID. This is the original table actually, order ID and product ID, and these particular things, order quantity, actually this order quantity is a non-key. It is fully dependent on the order ID and product ID. This is fully dependent on the order ID and product ID. So order quantity is a non-key, but it is completely depends on this composite key of order ID and product ID, so this table is in the second normal form, because our requirement is non key should be completely depends on the composite key. Yes, order ID and product ID we are considering as the composite key. Order quantity completely depends on this order ID and product ID. That's what the reason we can say the table is in the second normal form. And thereafter observe the order ID again. Only we are taking one particular table, order ID exclusively, because all the customer information I can get with the help of the order ID, like order date, customer ID, customer name, customer address, all these things. So obviously this order ID is a primary key. Each and every non-key like customer address, customer name, customer ID and order date all are fully dependent on this order ID. So you can say this particular table is in the second normal form. Similarly, if you observe the product information, okay, I am having the product ID as a primary key, the product description, product finish and as well as unit price all are fully dependent on the product ID. So I can say this table as the second normal form. It is existing in the second normal form. So partial dependencies are removed, so we can say these particular tables are in the second normal form. The transitive dependency we will see in the coming slide, friends. Actually transitive dependencies is resolved in the third normal form, but up to second normal form our requirement is only avoiding the partial dependencies. Okay, let me record the same in the class shell. Okay, the first normal form is over, and the second normal form means if you refer the second normal form condition, okay, it should be in the first normal form. That is the basic requirement, and once that is satisfying in the first normal form, every non-key fully functionally depends on complete key, whatever the key I am having. So main important thing is non-key fully functionally dependent on the primary key. Okay, so if you are observing, suppose I am taking one example. So here I am key 1 and key 2. Okay, so key 1 and key 2 is a composite key, example composite key. Now what we are doing is we are having some table like this: K1, K2, N1, N2, N3. Okay, now K1, K2 is K1, K2 already mentioned. N1, N2 and N3 belongs to the non-keys. Non-key in the sense, friends, with the help of that particular non-key we cannot get the records uniquely or without any ambiguity. If you cannot process a particular record, then I can say that as a non-key. The key which is not having any uniqueness, the attribute which is not having any uniqueness is nothing but the non-key. Other than the key, whatever the attributes I am having in the table, I can say that as a non-key. Now as per the definition of this second normal form, so if I am considering together K1, K2, okay, the requirement is all the non-keys should completely depend on the K1 and K2. Then only I can say the table is in the second normal form. Observe here. Okay, so K1, K2 is a composite key. If you consider N1 completely, it should depend on the K1, K2. N2, it also completely depends on K1, K2, and if N3, it should be dependent on the K1, K2. Suppose that like this I am having, for example, K1, N1, K2, N2, but whereas K1, K2, whatever I am having, so just this non-key is fully dependent, for example, fully dependent. Now the problem is K1, N1, K2, N2, this is creating trouble for us actually. This is creating trouble for us. The reason is this K1 is partial dependency and K2 is also partial dependency, because as a portion of this composite key, actually complete key is K1, K2, K1, K2, but whereas N1 only depends on K1, N2 only depends on K2. Then what should we do is, let us see, we have to create three tables. First table is anyhow with k1 k2 and of course n3, anyhow we are having the complete thing. In table 2, what it is reference friends, k1 as a key and which determines n1 as another table. And in table 3 I am having, so just I am taking k2 and as well as n2. If you observe the first relation, n3 is fully functionally dependent on k1 k2 and n1 is completely dependent on k1 and n2 also completely dependent on k2. Now you can observe this particular table is in the second normal form and table 2 is also in the second normal form and table 3 is also in the second normal form. Okay, all are in 2NF. Okay, after splitting only, earlier it is not in the second normal form friends, and if you are referencing the third one, 2NF. Okay, but whereas if you are considering this particular thing, it is not in the second normal form. That's what we have observed in the earlier case also. Okay, so once you observe, once you face this kind of the issue, okay, so we need to split that particular table in such a way that first you identify the dependencies. Okay, just to record the functional dependencies. So which are all the functional dependencies we are having? So k1 determines n1, k2 determines n2, and except this particular thing, anyhow the functional dependency we observed from the table is k1 k2 together determines n3, which is a fully dependent. Now how can we convert that particular non second normal form table into the second normal form? So we are having this thing. So anyhow k1 k2 determines n3, it is automatically in the second normal form, and what we are doing is just based on the splitting of the partial dependency, rather than observing k1 k2 related to n1, it is always better to split that particular thing into k1 determines n1, which obviously into the second normal form, k2 determines n2, which is into the second normal form. So this is the way how we have observed with respect to this table friends. Now you can get the clarity. So actually we are having a complete table like order ID and product ID are the composite keys, and but the problem here is except this particular order quantity only referring the order ID and as well as the product ID. Order ID and product ID determined by the order quantity, but in the remaining cases, in remaining all the cases, if you observe the kind of the normal forms. Okay, so if I am taking the order ID from this particular table, order ID is having some kind of the partial dependencies like order date, customer ID, customer name, customer address, because these particular things are no way related to the product ID. Without referring the product ID key, because order ID and product ID, even though they are composite keys, but this order ID, customer name and customer address are completely skewed to, completely referenced by the order ID. Without referring product ID, one can easily get these things. That is the problem of partial dependency. Similarly, the second portion of this particular table also, the product ID, by using product ID exclusively, one can easily process product description, product finish, and as well as the unit price. But whereas if I am talking about the order quantity, except the order quantity, okay, order quantity again, so as to process this particular order quantity, I need to have order ID and product ID. So that's what we are referring here also. With the help of order ID and product ID, we are determining the order quantity. And remaining all the cases, suppose if you observe the order ID, as mentioned earlier, order date, customer ID, customer name, customer address, all are dependent on the order ID. Product ID, if you are taking, product ID referenced by product description, product finish, and unit price. And one more important thing is there, just by observing the customer ID, actually this customer ID is no way connected to order ID and product ID, but there exists this problem we are going to solve in the third normal form, but our we are limiting our discussion to second normal form only. That's what we are not focusing on the customer ID, because customer ID, if you are resolving in the if you resolve the transfer dependency, then I can expect the table into the third normal form. Okay, and once these functional dependencies are observed, what we are seeing, just to observe now, three tables we got actually. So order id, product id, this is order quantity as that of our example, just we have seen here, because here if you observe this problem we have seen k1 k2 n1 n2 n3. Okay, now functional dependencies are these things actually, k1 n1, k2 n2, k1 k2 and n3. Similarly in our example also, so just we are taking this particular thing, so the appropriate attribute which is completely dependent can be considered as a 2NF, order id, product id, order quantity split into one table. And similarly we are having order id one set of the table, one set of the attributes, functional dependencies, and for product id also we are having one set of the attributes. Okay, so for product id, product description, product finish and unit price from this table friends, from this table we have taken. And second important thing is, from the order id we are having order date, customer id, customer name and as well as customer address. So this is what how you can refer one table can be observed into the second normal form. Okay, so from the next class onward, just we'll see the third normal form and Boise-Codd normal form, and thereafter fourth normal form and fifth normal form. Okay, so this is what friends how you can observe. Any doubts please let me know.